Hello GTN viewers, welcome back to another episode of The Cool 10. In today's episode, we will be sitting down with Ryan Rabinovich, President for Pre-construction Condos and Development at PSR Brokerage. The project of discussion today will be Galleria on the Park by Elad Canada. Elad Canada is a multi-billion-dollar real estate company with a keen focus on development. Situated at Dufferin and Dupont, Galleria on the Park offers a modern urban lifestyle. This new condo development will overlook an extended and reconfigured Wallace Emerson Park, in addition to an expansion plan which includes doubling the size of the community center. It's no wonder that this new community will be the center of activity in Central West Toronto. Let's hear what Ryan had to say.
PSR Brokerage is one of Toronto's most boutique real estate service firms, specializing in servicing developers in pre-construction developments all across the GTA. We were established about a decade ago and now have 3 locations, and just selling real estate every day is what we do and love. We're excited about the transformation that's about to take place at Dufferin and Dupont with the introduction of the Galleria on the Park Master Plan community. I think that buyers can expect a development that suits the neighborhood, complements it, and helps it evolve in providing additional housing for young families and young professionals who want to come and form themselves as part of this community. Elad Canada is an incredibly well-established firm, multinational. They have offices in Israel, Florida, New York, and Toronto. Their market value approaches just under $2 billion, which is incredibly significant. Their pipeline is filled with future projects, and they are absolutely in love with Toronto. You'll rarely see Elad do a one-off building. Because of the scale of the company, they love to really focus on creating master plan community, as they've done in North York and Emerald City specifically, now at Galleria, and they've actually purchased another development opportunity for an additional master plan in North York again, to really bring additional housing opportunities to pockets that have previously been underutilized from a development perspective. When Core Architect was looking at the site, it sits on a diagonal, so they wanted to make the first 2 buildings a bit of an ode to the topography of the site. The south building has a diagonal element to it. The podium is very robust, very strong. It fits the community as it is today. The buildings at the same time are very inviting, while incorporating all of the elements that the neighborhood currently has to offer. Some of those rustic elements, some darks and that warehouse feel, but in a very modern approach. And all of that is integrated into the overall architecture to create a building that's both aesthetically appealing while still making its presence felt from street level. The developers have tried to curate a whole-encompassing amenities package, both within the building themselves and, of course, as part of the community. Within the building, it's quite extensive. We have everything from outdoor play areas to outdoor swimming pools and outdoor lounges, state-of-the-art fitness facilities. There's game rooms with billiards and foosball. There's party rooms with dining rooms and kitchens, and the offering is quite extensive because we want to make sure that when people live in the building, when they're a part of Galleria, they have an opportunity to congregate and interact with their neighbors. And we felt that having the right set of amenities would help nurture those inter-building relationships. Outside of the buildings, we would have the area amenities that are created within the master plan. That's the 300,000 square feet of retail, which is incredibly significant. To give you context, David, 300,000 square feet of retail that's going in, that's replacing the Galleria Mall that had about 230,000 square feet of retail. So there's actually more retail coming in than going out. The 8-acre park is obviously an incredible amenity that's going to turn this neighborhood into a destination. and the community center coming in at just under 100,000 square feet, making it one of the largest community centers in the GTA with all state-of-the-art programming. So whether you live in the building and you get to enjoy the building amenities, or you live in the community and you get to enjoy the community amenities, the developers, along with the City of Toronto, had tried to create a kind of offering that appeals to everyone. So we spent a lot of time into making sure that our floor plans are as best as they could be based on where the market is today. I'm happy to share with you that we have one bedrooms in the ranges generally of about 500 to 550 square feet. One bedroom in dens anywhere from about 550 square feet up to about 650 square feet. And those that are on the higher range, David, only because we're expecting this neighborhood to be one that really caters for families. They'll typically feature a second bathroom, a full second bathroom with oversized dens, but we do have an extensive variety of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedroom units as well. Because again, we are trying to appeal and make Galleria on the Park a home for young families as well as young professionals. So when we conceptualized the community, we always saw this community being a mix of the various demographic that make up Toronto. So we're seeing a lot of young professionals in their 20s and early 30s coming in, young families that are starting life together while expanding their families, and downsizers as well. So when coming up with the floor plan mix, when coming up with the building amenities, we really wanted to capture and appeal to this broad group of buyers, because that's what Toronto is today. It's a broad group of people from all over the world that collectively make up the city, and Galleria is just a sample size of what Toronto is. I think this community is going to complement this amazing neighborhood that it is a part of today. Dufferin and Dupont today is already a well-established neighborhood with second and third generation Canadians, and now we're starting to see a bit of an influx of a little bit of that hip movement, a little bit of artists coming into the neighborhood. And I think Galleria will complement and help this growth be accomplished, because to grow a neighborhood you need the residential density, you need the retail, you need the public spaces, and Galleria ticks off all of those boxes. And I think that when it's all said and done, we'll all be able to look at the community, whether it's the developers, the city, the residents of the community, which are obviously incredibly important, and be proud of what's been created. I think Galleria on the Park looks quite promising from an investment perspective for a few different reasons. The one is we've looked extensively and researched how master plan communities perform in relation to standalone buildings within the same geographical areas, and what we found is conclusive throughout. Master plan communities constantly outperform standalone buildings nearby. There's a variety of reasons for that, but one of the main ones is because a standalone building will typically appreciate based on general market conditions, whereas in a master plan community, you're buying into an asset that's surrounded by tens and sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars of infrastructure investment. And when that infrastructure investment comes into play, it actually grabs your property value and pulls it up significantly higher than the general market conditions will. So investing in a master plan community, particularly in the early stages, will always pay off. There's also a matter of affordability now, where in the downtown core, we're seeing prices hit a point where a lot of buyers see a hurdle in trying to get into those price points. Galleria geographically is a downtown location. Granted, it's not a downtown core, but it's that first ring right around the core. Transit options are abundant. You're near the Bloor, the Dufferin and Bloor subway station. You're on 2 bus lines. You're walking distance from the Spadina station that connects to Vaughan and up to Finn Station through Union. You're close to Union Pearson as well. So connectivity is not an issue, but you're really just minutes away from the center of the city. If you want to get to UFT, that's 10 minutes away. If you want to get to Union Station, that's 15 minutes away. And if you want to go up north to Yorkdale, that's 15 or 20 minutes away, and you're even connected to York University if you wanted to go all the way there. So you're in a downtown location, but you're not paying the downtown pricing that many of the buyers today are faced with when they want to get into Toronto proper. And I think that value proposition will resonate with many of the investors and the end users alike, because it's an opportunity to live right beside the core but not pay the prices that we're seeing today at the core. So we're looking to launch Galleria on the Park in September, at this point just weeks away. If you want that first priority access, I would encourage you to reach out to one of our Platinum partners, reach out to David and Bridget at GTA Homes, and get in touch with them and see what you need to do to be a part of the first phase of this very exciting community. I'm Ryan Rabinovich, and this has been the Cool 10.